presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Oh, look who we have. It's a beautiful day. Look at our man, Jim from Minneapolis. We're going to take it by storm.
Taking it by storm, baby.
I love that. That's a great saying, man. Hey, what's happening, brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing today?
Good, man. Yourself?
Oh, man. It's been the most incredible couple of days since when I called in on Friday, Litecoin busted out of that consolidation on the 2-hour chart.
Okay.
And it just never looked back. It did a 100-point ABC up, and now it's very extended the way I look at it. But holy, I mean, it went up to $420 last night.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 7.5 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day in the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. It's a TGIF, folks. Let's make it a great one. We're kicking into a 3-day weekend. Have to love it. Happy Memorial Day to everyone. Don't make assumptions. Ask for what you want. Find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everyone has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials down 28. NASDAQ is up 30. S&P's up 10. Gold contract up $13, trading at $17.34 an ounce. We have silver up 28 cents, $17.64 an ounce. Light sweet crude down 62 cents, $33.30 a barrel. Notes and bonds. You get the 10-year right now trading up 4 ticks, 139.06. The 30-year up 18 ticks at 180.09. And King Dollar. King Dollar's up 380 ticks, trading 99.749. The euro's at 109. The yen is out here at 107.5, and the British pound is at 121 to 1 U.S. dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at it. What do you have? We get over and take a look at the SPY. What you're going to see is that we had a sideways week out here, folks. Bottom line, you had that, you had a nice gap up Monday. Monday was a big day, no doubt. We had closed last Friday in the SPY at 286, ran all the way to 296, full 10 points, and we're just laid there all week. And I expect coming into this close, you're going to have a flat close out here. That's on your daily. We take this, we put this on the weekly. What you're going to see on the weekly is this, is that we get over the high that was established out here the week of the 1st of June. And the bottom line is that that number there, now this is what's going to get really cool about this number. And this is how it gets so subtle inside markets. The number is 294.88. Now, if we close under that number, that would be a failure in price and volume. That's the bottom line. It's subtle in a big way, but that's what they have, because the volume out here, even though it is the holiday week, it's 419. We're going at the 550. So we'll see how that baby's going to shake out. NDX 100. What do we got with the NDX 100? We take a look at the NDX 100. Bottom line, sideways move also. We put this on a weekly basis. What you're going to see is that you're right next to the high. Right now, the Qs are trading at 229.66, and bottom line is that the lows of the high are 229.32. So we actually got into the lows of the high out here today. We went to 229.87. Gold contract. What do we do with the gold contract? Gold contract, bottom line, they had to go down yesterday, up today. Gold still is an ABC structure on the way up. We're talking about 1821, 1825. Is your price projection inside of gold. We go into the silver market. Bottom line, silver up 28 cents, trading $17.61. Silver wants to make this run for $20. And what we may have here is an additional ABC structure on the way up inside the silver market, which would be pretty amazing. But that is how that baby is set up. Notes and bonds, they continue to go sideways. We had the 10-year today do 1.3 million contracts. We're up 4 ticks. We got to a price of 113.06. Let me just look at this, because this is kind of intriguing, actually. Okay, so we came down on 1.2. So this, even though we're going sideways, this is interesting. There's a little weakness here. This couldn't hold at 139.12 today. We got above it, and then it just sold it right off. 30-year bond. Let's go take a look at the 30-year. 30-year right now, up 18 ticks. What we have inside this 30-year right now, we have done 318,000 contracts out here, and same setup. We've been going sideways for a long period of time. King Dollar. What King Dollar had done this week, folks, is this. King Dollar got to the lower end of its consolidation, decided, guess what? I don't want the lower end anymore. I want the higher end once again. We got down to the price point of 99. On Wednesday, we're at 99,742. This also has been going sideways out there since the 26th of March. News-wise out here, this is going to get really interesting. Last night we had Hong Kong down 5.5%. China basically jammed through another law that the folks in Hong Kong are worrying about. Our Senate out here today turned around and passed a bill that is going to wants to delist Chinese companies. It's going to be a lot more than Chinese companies too. It has to do with the bottom line is that state ownership of companies in general. Now, that being said, this is what's going to get really interesting, and this is why, folks. So when you start looking at the big companies, right, you look Alibaba, JD.com, Baidu, what you're going to see, and I'll bring this up, you're going to see they may be Chinese companies, folks, but guess what? The ownership is USA in a huge way. So JD.com. Walmart owns 5.8% of it. Tiger Global, 4%. BlackRock, 2.6%. Vanguard, 2.3%. Viking, 1.2%. State Street, Fidelity. You have to get down to the 10th person. Ownership that's Tencent, okay, at 1.2%. And their Tencent, I believe, was the one that actually brought that public. So go to Alibaba. You can bring every one of them up. I just did a hit on TD Ameritrade, and we were talking about this. I brought every one of them up. So what do you have? This is what you have. You have the Senate that just passed it, and by the way, they passed it overwhelmingly. I suspect, the heat's going to come on the House. Then what you're going to have is this. Even if the president signed it right now, you still wouldn't get delisted for over a couple of years. My take, and if you've been out here for a while as a Tiger, the two most vicious sectors that I've seen is politics and finance. Finance wins over politics if the battle's out there. My point goes like this. The banks are going to win over this. They're going to get to the rest of this bill is not going to fly. That's my take. We'll figure how this goes, but I can tell you, if I've seen anything, most of the people that are even voting, okay, they said, okay, they get rid of all the Chinese companies, but they don't know what they're getting rid of. They're getting rid of the American ownership of the companies. They're getting rid of the pension funds. They're getting rid of the people that are working every single day that actually own these companies. So I don't see it happening. And if they wanted to do something, what they probably should do is start getting rid of all the penny stocks that trade on our boards. Stay right there, folks. Come right back. Dow down 46, Nasdaq's up 30, S&P's up 9. We'll come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks. The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now down 64, NASDAQ up 22, S&P's up 7.5. Let's go to Joe in Tampa. Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Great. What are we going to look at today?
Thinking about STWD.
Okay, so let's take a look.
I was thinking about short term on that.
Okay, so let's take a look. We get Starwood Property Trust. This is a real estate investment company. They are monsters, folks. They're not only just in the commercial mortgage loan business, they're in the commercial real estate business. I believe Starwood, let me just, spin off. Okay, Starwood invests residential mortgage, residential securities. Okay, so let's take a look. So you have a low of 759, a high of 26. Well, short term, yeah, I mean, 1565 is game, you know. That's how this is set up. I'd be real. I mean, if it's short term, that's cool. Okay, that would work. You got to be real careful on a longer term with this, okay? You know, and I can understand why you're trading this, because what has happened, folks, is this. There's a lot of these equities that have get smoked, number one. They're down to lower prices, and they are, percentage-wise, these are monster moves. There's no doubt, man, you know. So you do have action, man. Fundamentally, those companies going to have big trouble, you know. But technically, you got a decent setup, man.
Right. All righty.
Okay,
Sounds
man.
Good.
Have a great one. Have a safe one. So what you got here, folks, is this, is that there is going to be a monster fallout. It's happening already, folks. So picture something. There's going to be a monster fallout inside of the commercial real estate business, inside the commercial loan business. And that's the business that company's in. You know, bottom line is that it'll take, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 months. We can see the stock already get smoked on it. What has happened is this, inside the retail part of this business. So picture this. If you're a landlord, a commercial landlord, there's a couple different ways that commercial landlords are dealing with this. The first way is that normally in commercial leases, folks, it's 10 days. You go after them in 10 days. You file, you basically try to close the doors within basically 40 days, okay? That's the first way. Second way is that you send the notices out, and you're sending the notices out only to protect your legal rights going forward. That's the second way. Then the third way is that you understand that this is just not the retail business. What has happened now, folks, is this, is that you have the retail business, and then you have the landlords of the retail business. Those are the three ways that large landlords are dealing with their clients right now. And we'll find out which one's going to be right. My take is that the one that's going to be right is the third one, that is actually knowing that they have a problem. If you're a commercial landlord and you don't understand that you have a problem, and that problem was not done by your tenants, okay, then you probably should get in a different business. Because when you're a landlord, you're in business with the person anyway. So we'll see where this shakes out. And, you know, at this particular point, all in all, what happens is that they're going to have to find other tenants for those units. And my take, the reason I say the third one is the best one, is that if you work with the person working forward, most times that's going to be a lot less than the attorneys that are involved, the fight that is involved, and the destruction of the businesses that are involved. But they're all in bad situations. That's the point. And you know, and this was the point before coronavirus came in. Now, with coronavirus coming in, the differential is that, you know, we've seen plenty of large places around here not opening. There's plenty of large companies that are not paying their rent. And they're not paying their rent, by the way, most times, so that they'll have enough money left over as they're going into bankruptcy so that they can get out of bankruptcy. Because the tenants themselves have to make a choice that, okay, if I'm going to go into BK, the only way that you can come out of BK, folks, particularly these public companies, well, anyone, is that you need some bread. And so when you see that these, you know, you'll get another company that comes in, a prepackaged bankruptcy. Most of the time in a prepackaged bankruptcy, what has happened is that the company itself has held back from paying any types of bills. So at least there's some cash in their till. They hit the marker. I'm going Chapter 11. As soon as you go Chapter 11, guess what? Then the trustee is going to get involved, and the trustee is going to say, okay, he owed you $1 million. He's going to give you $100,000. He owed you $10 million. He's going to give you $1 million. That's how that baby whole thing shakes out. So we'll see where it goes. But commercial is in trouble big time. We're going to see a huge differential and how this is going to work out. The E-minis, they're going to look like they're going to just flatten out for the day out here. Right now, you're up 250 inside the E-minis, and what we have here is that on the 10-minute, you're going to see this fluctuation has just been going on all day. And when all said and done, I suspect we're just going to be flattening out right in the middle. Volume-wise, it's going to be a short, light volume out here today. Some of the higher volume equities, you get Ford is flat. Tilray, that's up from the dead. That's up 47 cents. Big deal. Trading $10. I was trading $300 a couple years ago. Pretty amazing it ever went to 300. Anyway, you get Facebook up 320. Modera is up 173. You get let's go inside the NDX 100, because inside the NDX, most of them were the Chinese stocks. Yeah, the top three. NetEase is down 7.2%. JD's off 5%. Baidu's off 4.8%. Big numbers. On the way up, Splunk. You talk about some juice. That's up 12.2%. Align Technologies up 3.5%. Mercado Libre is up 3.3%. And NVIDIA is up 2.9%. And NVIDIA came out with numbers last night, monster numbers, there's no doubt about it. And what you do have is that you're at 361, and you know, that baby is at all-time highs right now, no doubt. There's a question about what I think is going to happen with residential real estate. That's still, man. this one, that question is a great question. Number one. So picture, folks. I'm totally concentrated in St. Pete in a very large way, actually. Now, what I build single families with 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 laundry room. Then I build a carriage house that either has a 1 bedroom, 3 car garage, In fact, let's see, 2348. If you write this down, 2348 2nd Ave South in St. Pete. If you pull that up in Google right now, you'll see what I basically build out there. Now, the cool thing is, which I'm really lucky, I've been building these carriage houses in the back for rent. But now what has happened is that people want offices. So to answer the question, I don't think we're going to know what's going to happen for another 3 or 4 months, actually in the retail part. Because I've bid on a couple houses. I got a couple in front of me right now, meaning buying more, that I think is a deal, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to bite yet, because in 3 more months it might not be a big deal. Stay right there, folks. Come right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today. TFNN has developed a daily programming lineup for traders by traders. We start every trading day live at 8:30 a.m. with Tommy O'Brien hosting the morning market kickoff as he starts the day off by breaking down everything you need to know about what's going on for the trading day ahead. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento takes your calls and questions live on the air for the opening bell as he hosts Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom and Tommy O'Brien host the Bull Bear Trading Hour. At 11 a.m., it's Kevin Hinks and Alex Coffey from TD Ameritrade Network with Fast Market, Basil Chapman at noon with the Tiger Technicians Hour, Steve Rhodes hosts the Trader's Edge at 1 p.m., Dave White with the Power Trading Hour at 2 p.m., and Tom O'Brien closes out the day for the final hour of trading live from 3 till 4. Don't miss a second of our daily programming lineup. Tune in to Tiger TV every trading day live at TFNN.com. Educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now down 87, NASDAQ up 14, S&P's up 5. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Dave White, as we do every Friday at 3:30, folks. And don't forget, folks, Dave has an outstanding show every trading day right here at TFNN, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. Also has 2 great newsletters, The Path of Least Resistance as well as the Tech Insider. Real easy to get. Just come over to our website at TFNN. As you get over there, you're going to go right under newsletters. As soon as you hit the newsletter tab, you're going to see The Path of Least Resistance right on your left-hand side. You just hit subscribe. You can get the path for 1 month for $119. You can get it for 6 months for $599, which is a savings of $155 at 21%. You can get it for a year, folks, for $985, which is a savings of $443 or 31%. Dave White, what's going on?
Well, it was an interesting, I guess, day for NVIDIA and their earnings. It's up just a little.
Yeah.
But one of the things I noticed at the last couple of days is some machine learning technology that they're showing. They basically pointed their machine and watched people play Pac-Man.
Okay.
And it wrote a game of Pac-Man and basically cloned the game without any interaction. So by watching, it learned the rules of the game and then actually made that game.
That's amazing, man.
A visual thing and the buttons and duplicated everything that it had. So I don't know if you remember the days of early Compact where it was all clean room, where they couldn't duplicate it exactly because it would be copyright infringement.
Okay.
So they had one group of people looking at the actual IBM PC BIOS and all that.
Yeah.
They would tell them how to write it, but they wouldn't tell them exactly. The other group in the other room had to do it with only the instructions from the other room, not actually seeing the code.
I see.
That's kind of the exact same thing where now you may be able to duplicate a lot of stuff, not by reading the actual code, but just watching what it does.
Visually, yeah. Listen, man.
Yeah. So
I've only learned anything visually and keeping my ears open. So that's the bottom line.
Earnings were pretty good. I talked a little bit about it on my show yesterday about NVIDIA selling these $1 million 19-inch racks for machine learning. And, man, they're selling a ton of them. You think of them as a video card company, and they are. But they've set out probably 5 different divisions now for machine learning, and all of them are starting to really pay out dividends now. From the Internet of Things to a lot of others. One of the more interesting things is the RTX cards that they sell for video games.
Yes.
That have been out for about 6 months. They do a thing called ray tracing. And ray tracing lets you actually model an environment so that it appears, it's not 100% real, but it looks like about 98% real. That means if you were in a game looking over the hood of a car, you could see your reflection of your face in it.
Okay.
Or the clouds coming over as you look at the windshield of your car and you kind of see the shadows from the clouds going over.
Yep.
That is ray tracing, actually following the light, the beams of light and recreating all of them. Well, anyway, Minecraft, which is one of the biggest games out there, the demos of it from Microsoft are coming out. Going to be, I think, a big thing selling a lot of these new RTX cards from NVIDIA too over the next probably 6 months and into Christmas. That's part of it. But anyway, no real slowing down from NVIDIA. I don't know if I think their PE is something like 87 or something. So it's kind of tough for me to buy it. But they may be a company that can outrun the giant PE, at least for all the stuff that they're doing now.
Yeah, well, what's intriguing, like their forward-looking PE is 45, but their PE is only like 8.
Well, I think that was after last night. I think
it
got
is.
80.
But yeah, right.
Yeah, so it may be one of the few companies that actually outruns that. Yeah. But anyway, interesting technology demonstration where a lot of these are coming out now. Microsoft, we were talking about games. They're launching their Flight Simulator 2020 next week. It's their oldest game. It's been out for sale for 37 years. I actually had in my flying club in Urbana, Illinois, I actually had the programmers from that company that eventually sold off into Microsoft.
Okay.
But it's been around forever. This looks like another huge launch, but it is showing the cloud in all its glory. these games have kind of gone from being one person against a computer to maybe several people playing each other. This one will have, if you're just playing by yourself, will have artificial intelligence traffic. So you have to worry about flying into other folks when you're landing at Dulles or Atlanta, and you're trying to land a 747 there or something. But the bigger part of it is with the cloud now, anywhere you fly in the world, they have scenery and accurate scenery for it. So this kind of like Google Maps.
Okay.
If you fly anywhere, let's say you wanted to practice about landing here in Tampa, you fly over, you're going to see everything.
That's cool.
And
so let me ask you, like, this Flight Simulator 2020, is that going to be a piece of software we can put on our computer and do it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's going to be fun. Okay.
Anyway, when you look at this stuff, you're going to think you were looking at some kind of movie. It is highly detailed, all of the stuff from trees and everything else. I mean, it is about as lifelike as you could ever imagine getting there. And, of course, anywhere you go, they've got all the data mapped out. So, and you get to it through the cloud link to it. It's got networks also built into it. So let's say you and 20 other pilots want to get together and practice. One pilot can be like the controller at the tower, and you can all talk to each other and practice and show. And so it's more than kind of the typical simulator where one person might try some stuff. You can actually get in there and get some fairly high-level learning for actual. And, of course, it uses the physics engines from NVIDIA. So the physics of the way the plane flies, the way it falls, the way it's going to react.
Man, I can see that
highly
being
accurate.
You know, imagine you have a party over your house, man. You got a couple of these set up, man. You have a blast.
Well, certainly. But, yeah, the demos on this thing, if you look on YouTube, are just jaw-dropping. They make you think that you're watching something like Inception again when you look at it and think that, you know, you can actually get probably about as close as you can other than actually getting in a plane. But this is probably going to be another huge seller. Like I said, this thing has been selling for 37 years already. My guess is that the last 10 years that they haven't really done anything with it are probably going to be eclipsed on the first day of sales. But it does look like it is kind of a game for older adults. A lot of kids probably not playing it, but it should be a huge launch next Wednesday for Microsoft. I bet you see a lot of it on the cable infotainment trading channels.
Next Wednesday. I think next Wednesday, man. Also, Tesla is going to be shooting 2 Americans on an American rocket. Elon Musk.
That's our next slide.
That's a beautiful thing. Stay right there, folks. Come right back. Dow is up 70. Nasdaq's up 15. S&Ps are up 6. Dave and I come right back, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Dave White, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow down 72. NASDAQ is up 12. S&P's up 5.5. And the U.S. is back into space.
Well, we're supposed to launch on Wednesday also, like you said. My guess is it's going to be delayed because this is going to be the first one. But, of course, they've sent this same capsule up, 10 or 15 times to the space station, just full of stuff that they need. So it's not like this is the first time in space. But interesting.
The first time that there's actually going to be people on it.
Right. Yeah. So they have to do so many missions to make sure that it gets human qualified, I think is the term they use.
Right.
So it is kind of interesting. But I think probably interesting the long trip that it came to. In 2004, they decided to put out $500 million in taxpayer money to start funding private folks to make new spaceships and rockets and everything else. And it's taken, now 16 years really to get to this date. And the early termination of the space shuttle left us without much. But pretty good thing. Recoverable rockets, about probably, I think it's about 20% of the cost to send somebody up to the ISS as it did the space shuttle. So a fifth of the cost.
Okay. Yeah.
So it has worked out. That $500 million has ended up paying out fairly well, which is rare when you get the government involved, but it did work out on this one. But it is the new orbiter. It's they can park it up there empty, and it'll sit up there and it'll be able to sit there for 210 days as part of the NASA requirement. Eventually, they'll have a capsule that could go to the moon. Boeing's still in that fight for having a capsule that could go to the moon. And
Boeing better start learning how to then tweet.
Well, I don't know exactly which one is going to win. They're in a big fight on there's 3 different groups that got money to build a lander for the moon.
Okay.
They all got anywhere from $200 million to $800 million to do it. And these things do kind of look like right out of some kind of 50s space movie. One looks kind of like a bug that would just land like a big kind of metal bug. The one that SpaceX has, this thing looks like a telephone pole, and the people are up at the top. They have to kind of come out, get on this. What are the things that go down the side of the building windows washers are on? What are those things called?
Scaffoldings?
Yeah. You know, the thing they go up and down and wash the windows?
Sure, right.
They have to climb in one of those. It's so tall, it's like 6 stories above the surface of the moon. So all these guys have a lot of different ways, but these things, they're going to put them in orbit, and they're going to just be parked up there. They're going to send up more fuel, and these, whichever the final design win is going to be, will go back and forth to the moon, but it will never come back and land on Earth. And they'll just take fuel up.
That's pretty wild, man.
Go back and forth. So
a relay station, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, and they're going to land on the North Pole. The one that I kind of like is kind of the cheapest design, but they have on the top of it the thing kind of like a raising a flag, or like a sailboat would have a mast.
Okay.
And they run the solar cells up on that mast. And of course, being on the North Pole, it's always going to get sunlight, so they'd have power 24 hours a day. So but that one's the cheapest one, but it's also the smallest one. Like I said, everybody's got another way to skin a cat. But they got those three, and I think they're going to make a decision in 2 years on which one they're actually going to build to send to the moon in, I think, 2024.
Okay.
I think that's what they're talking about. So, yeah, we're back in space, going to go try to colonize the North Pole of the moon. Apparently, it's the first thought, but we'll find out this week. Like I said, a lot of things go wrong the first time they try to do these. So my guess is that probably fire it off this weekend or next weekend. You know, everything gets delayed. Either the weather or something doesn't work right, or they have to do something else. But we'll be back in space shortly after this Wednesday.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Okay, Magic Leap. We talked about this company years ago. At some point, they say the value of this company is really $4.5 billion. It's down in Plantation, Florida. Everybody that goes down there and gets a demo of this thing tells everybody it's the most outstanding technology in the world, but they've never shipped.
And what do they do?
They make a technology where you move your hands in the air, and the computer reads that as keyboard, mouse, all the other things. You've seen this kind of stuff in that movie. What is it? I'll think of it in a minute. But where they're always waving their hands and things happen on the screen, right?
Okay.
Name of it. Minority Report.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Remember they're doing all that. It's basically what this is all done. You move everything around, and maybe you've got something being displayed on a clear piece of glass, and you move stuff around. That's what they have.
I can tell you right now, folks, okay? This technology will not go. If you've ever seen Minority Report, right, you will be scratching your head. That is the weirdest movie in the world, man. That's Tom Cruise is in that, right? Yeah. And I've watched it 3 times, Dave. And, you know, you always want to watch it. And then all of a sudden you say, what is it even about? You get so freaking confused by the time you're halfway through it, man.
Well, it's not quite as bad as 2001.
Oh, I love 2001. I get 2001, man.
That last 5 minutes, you get that, whatever it was. Little babies floating around in outer space.
Well, that's only the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most confusing part of it. But what I'm going to say is they got another $350 million lifeline.
Okay.
But if this thing ever takes off, everybody that's been down there in technology has gotten at one time or another. They've gone down and seen the technology, and all of them say they're on a non-disclosure, but they can say it's the most significant thing they've ever seen. But these guys have never shipped. Anyway, the thought is that if this does take off, that Plantation, Florida, where they're located, will be the new Silicon Valley for interactive, what would they call not so much, I want to say virtual reality, but it's more augmented reality.
Okay,
I guess.
Yeah, that would make sense. No, that would make sense.
But
well, you know, it's going to be interesting too, Dave, to see. You know, you heard Facebook. I mean, they're saying that, hey, listen, man, people can work wherever they want. Twitter's already there. To see, you know, and you're an engineer. I mean, to see whether are they going to spread these engineers out across the country. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if you're getting out of school right now, right? And you can get a big job out there, and you know, you spread where you want.
I mean, it kind of failed early on when people did this. And one of the reasons was that the people, it was hard to keep track of what they were actually doing. There's a lot of software out there now that watches every click. I know a lady down the street works for a healthcare company, and they know when she goes to the bathroom and calls her if she's not doing something. So there is a little bit of Big Brother going on.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Stay right there. Dave and I come right back, folks. And don't forget, you can get Dave's newsletters just by coming over to our website at TFNN. You go into newsletters, you see the path right there. Dave and I come right back.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Project Bonsai. Dave, what do we have here?
Bonsai is a company that Microsoft bought last year. Actually, in 2018, the end of it. This is along the line of more machine learning, artificial intelligence. But we've got assembly lines, cars getting welded and spray painted and everything else. It takes a lot of time to get those motions correct. And this is a cloud-based service in where you're going to take your robots and kind of show them what they need to do, and it will learn better than generally if you programmed it.
Wow.
So assembly lines, a lot of people saying, well, you can't really build stuff in America anymore. You may build it in America, but it may not need anybody to actually touch it. You may have few employees, but it really, there's a lot of times where they're building new cars, and it may take 6 months, 9 months to get the engineering correct on those robots that are actually putting a great deal of the of the car together.
Yes.
This would be able to probably take that 6 or 9 months and turn it into maybe 2 to 4 weeks.
Wow.
So I think this is kind of what they call the Internet of Things, being able to control those robots, not from locally, but probably from some cloud system that Microsoft has that's maybe even thousands of miles away.
So this machine learning is really taken off. That's what it seems like.
I was kind of saying that it had been kind of dull for about a year, maybe a year and a half, in which all the stuff that was really neat that they wrote for themselves at Facebook and Google kind of came out, and everybody, okay, now we can identify images, all that stuff. Now really we're getting the second wave of things in which it's going out past what the people would do internally, and it's now looking at a lot of stuff where they can sell it outside the company. And Microsoft, NVIDIA, both of those companies are doing a bang-up job in going after that new business in machine learning.
Pretty cool, man. Dave, thanks for the education. Really appreciate it, man. You have a great weekend, safe weekend. I look forward to the show next Tuesday.
You bet.
Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows, and whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it, step into it, take ownership of it, and fly with it. Everything you need is right inside you, folks. Have a blast with it. Come back and visit us next Tuesday, 7:30.